Hi, hello, and welcome to the Lunar Lounge series brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Lunar Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today, and I was sent to deliberate the messages for the new moon in Cancer, which will be happening approximately the 2nd of July in most places of the world. Uh, 2024. Now, it's going to be spanning the period between the 2nd, 3rd, 4th of July. Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and get the ascending energy here. And again, my name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. It's a delight, honor, and privilege to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the pleasure to do so. We are aware you have other viewing options. So just, thank you for making us one of yours. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Vertex of Abundance is a sacred news channel delivering messages from behind the veil. And just one more time, if anything that is said resonates deeply with you, again, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. There's more information in the About section or the show notes or the video description. Okay, so the overall energy that we have here is one of a new beginning. Now, it's a new completion, a new achievement, a new accomplishment. The Full card and the Mondo, the world, the universe in this deck. We'll be deliberating the findings from Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot, illustrated by Leda Frieda Harris. We've been in a stasis or a standstill. We might have even been bound or restricted, regulated, restrained in some kind of way. There might have been just rules that we were under, which we might have not even known about or felt some kind of way about, or we might have been so overwhelmed, meaning how we were perceiving, processing the environment, surrounding location, the energy of the situation, that we weren't able to see clearly. Things had to be whittled down. We needed to apply some type of schema, some type of means, mechanisms, methodology, some type of structure needed to be applied to a situation which would have been a lot multitudinous. If there might have been multiple phases, multiple facets to it. There might have been a lot of different pieces, maybe not moving pieces, but different parts. There was something that needed to be worked out, whittled through. We needed to kind of go through all the options, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. We needed to maybe go through all the options. I'm using the word, we needed to whittle through all the options. We needed to whittle through everything. We did accomplish that with the world card. We needed to complete something. And it's saying that there was a lesson learned here. So we learned to go the higher road. We learned to kind of abstain, go against what's being projected out of 7 of Cups and go towards what we align to 2 of Cups here. And that was the lesson, and that is what we learned, 10 of Pentacles. That was what we went through, the process that we went through, 3 of Pentacles, and that was what the end result was, 10 of Pentacles. And it was some kind of learning or lesson from the universe. It was designed to be either a test, a trigger, or a testament. Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands world card, it was a lesson, and now we're going through a new chapter, new beginning. Full card. Now, it's so funny because we have the Alpha, the Omega, or the start and the end. So we have the Full card and the world card. So the glass half empty, glass half full. Really, it's the cup itself. It's refillable, and we have the cup when it's empty and the cup when it's full, the chalice, the goblet there. 2 of Cups. So 2 of Cups and I keep saying the Wheel of Fortune every time I want to say the La Papessa, the High Priestess. So we did complete something. We were kind of sitting in the knowledge of some kind of cycle, and that cycle was just our growth, our capacity, our innate wisdom. We had a lot of insight, a lot of intellect, a lot of intuition, a lot of instinct that we didn't need to do anything with it. So it was almost also this not just knowing, but this maturity. That was part of the gratification of the situation, was that despite what we went through, everything that we went through, we had this overwhelming, overarching maturity that we could leverage at any time, meaning we had options, but we weren't actually going to exercise any options, execute any decision. So now we're moving into this moon. And what's latent and developing behind the scenes is that some of the restrictions, the rules, the regulations, however we've been restrained, is kind of dissipating. We've come to the brunt or the bear of this power struggle that was going on in the background, whether we knew it or didn't know it. Having to wrestle or wrangle with this energy actually gave us some ideas. And what we'll perceive of these ideas is healing. So we might not know the beginning, the end of everything. We know the cycle and we do recognize a shift, but it's really healing and it's a delayed message. So we might figure it out a little bit late. It might be kind of obvious for a while before it's obvious to us that we've healed, we've returned, we've gained something back, some type of ease or navigation, or restored something. Six of Cups, Chariot card, we've kind of returned to a previous state of healing, or we've recovered in some kind of way. Because now we have options. We know how to get things going. We know how to move forward. Chariot card, Emperor. We know how to move forward. We know how to get things going. Chariot card, Eight of Wands. We got that idea because we were restrained, wrangled, wrestled in some kind of way. Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands. Things weren't moving quickly. They might have even been dicey with this Page of Swords. We had to learn how to get things going, or we were feeling restrained, regulated in some kind of way. Now we're feeling a little bit bold. We might have found some strength, courage, and wisdom. We might have found some emotional fortitude. It might have been fear or ignorance or illusion or falsities or bondage or something that was stuck and toxic, maybe stuck and or toxic, maybe. It's the Devil card. But really, the Devil card with his Five of Pentacles, it could have been that there was a minor health issue. We overcame it with the Strength card. That is the truth with the Ace of Swords. I'm also detecting that there was something kind of toxic. It was a malady. Most of it was a behavioral thing. We needed to kind of outgrow, overcome something. It might have been a behavioral kind of, like I said, malady. We might have also had something habitual, even pathological. We have again overcome it, and again, it was skills. So we did better when we knew better. With the Magician here, there was kind of maybe lying, cheating, backstabbing. No backstabbing. The Five of Swords isn't out. So, and I'll be honest. The Devil with the Magician does mean like a liar or a trickster. Now, there's no Seven of Swords, there's no Five of Swords, but we do have the Page of Swords. So it does kind of mean somebody that's sideways, sneaky, seditious. Now, we don't have the confirmation of that, but it can mean that somebody's collecting information, that there might be a little bit of spying, there might be a little bit of obsession with this devil card. Now, what I'm really getting is that we know the truth. There's not actually any lies, but something kind of got stripped. We needed to kind of stop doing something or get over something or outgrow something. We have 2 pages here and a 5 of Wands with the devil card and the magician. Is telling me that there was something that we had, that we did something, how we got down, how we went around something, about something, some type of skill set or craft, or this a means mechanism methodology is alive, and some kind of malady, idiosyncrasy, something perfunctory maladaptive that we did. Maybe we're slow getting back on phone calls. Maybe we don't exercise opportunities right away. We might not rest on our laurels for a few days. Maybe we kind of like to sleep in, or maybe we go to bed late, or maybe we're eating excess refined sugar. Something, anything. Here I'm detecting it's something akin to how we communicate. That up until recently, either how we did something or how we communicated something was, um, it was degrading the situation. It was creating a toxicity. It was suboptimal, to say the least. And it's been resolved because we found some kind of truth. However, there was some kind of stripping. So there might have had to be some changes, or there was a temporary health issue. There was something that we were doing that we didn't know. Because eating can be the same with the 5 of Pentacles and the Strength card. That could be eating, overeating with the Devil card, excess, uh, with the 8 of Wands. But here I'm getting inflammation. Uh, Nerve inflammation, the gout. I'm hearing that word, the gout. 8 of Wands, Ace of Swords, nerves coming in. Ace of Swords with the um, Magician. That's very much nerves, and then it does bring in health with the 5 of Wands and the um, Strength card. Very much health. The only thing that would confirm that is any page would have 2 or the Empress. So we're really doing health. And then we had the Fool before, which again clarified the nerves. And then also now we have the 8 of Wands, that with the Ace of Swords will talk about nerves, or talk about inflammation. So I'm hearing a couple things here. There was a health issue. It's being resolved. Somebody had something perfunctory maladaptive, idiosyncratic. It was probably some type of knee-jerk sputtering, or maybe some kind of stuttering. Like knee-jerk sputtering, meaning you kind of overshare or tell the truth or tell on yourself because you're nervous talker. Somebody else might have been like a pathological liar. I don't really, it's being negated, but there was something pathological about how they ran their mouth. Maybe they shared too much. Maybe they told the tea, or told their business. Maybe they shared the tea. Maybe they had to tell. Okay, so some of these things are coming out. And with the new moon in Cancer, really we're choosing our place in the collective, we're choosing our place in the group, and we're finding our place in the world as a love ascendant being, how spirit moves through, how we are the vessel for the divine grace, how we are the vessel for the vision. Spirit, karma, life had destiny upon our life, the calling upon our life to take place in fruition. And really with the Cancer energy, it's about the home base, the homeland, or even just like kind of like the lair, even just like kind of like the heart chakra. So like where you're rooted in terms of where you're connected. So again, like we might have seemed disloyal, or we might have been waffling around because we didn't stand for anything. So we kind of weren't protecting something that was viable, worthwhile. Um, Maybe we were failing to nurture something. Maybe something was kind of withering on the vine. There is a forced change here with the Devil, 4 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. That would mean that there's convalescing, there's a triage. 4 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles is a triage. And I keep hearing the word 5 of Wands. So I'm curious where that's coming from here. Yeah, so something's coming out of the darkness. Devil and the sun. There's something's coming out of the darkness. And the devil is clarifying that triage that we need to do. It could have been a wound. It could have been trauma, basically. Um, because there was some truth. We either were manipulated or we were failing to realize something that could be easily exploited. Again, we have a lot of negating energy all through this kind of spread. So how this would read was that something was sneaky, sideways, seditious, and that we were holding space for it. We had actually let it in and we're giving to it. Not really an enabler codependent situation, but we were co-signing. That's what the normal read is. But with this negation, it says that we were actually harboring something that was, we were harboring self-harm. We had some stinking thinking, some stupid idiota aspect of our nature. Okay. And it was making us vulnerable. We were actually being exploited in some way. We were easy mark. We were actually advertising. We were a beacon, like a walking advertisement for abuse or exploitation. Basically, we were ringing the alarm. We were, um, we were advertising to toxicity, maybe like narcissist. Okay, toxicity. We were advertising in some kind of way. And listen, that vulnerability, that exploit in us created the perfect ground for a lesson. However, it did bring in the nasty. It was a harsh lesson. Now it's over. It's ending. It's dissipating. Okay, but we do kind of need to take a moment with the Four Swords Devil card to say, like, oh, hey, we were vulnerable. We might have even been adding or aiding that vulnerability. And yes, there was an exploit, and we're no longer at 0 day. We now know about said exploit, but somebody externally might have exploited that vulnerability. They might have took advantage of something. We might have lost a little innocence, lost a little protection, lost a little naivete. But what we're gaining here is wisdom, lived experience, really, with the death card here. So there's some truth, and it's been a long time in coming, but the energy finally got strong enough where it manifested. It was latent for a while. Four of Swords, Seven of Swords. It was latent for a while, and then it became manifest. Page of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, a Sun card. It was latent for a while. Devil, Four of Swords, Seven of Swords, but then it became manifest. Eight of Pentacles, Page of Wands. It kind of came out very quickly. Nine of Swords. Because now we're moving on. It's almost like the thing to do or the way forward just magically appeared, but it's because we were going through the energy kind of in the subtle or in the spiritual. So we were doing the work in some kind of way. Maybe we were molding it over in our head. Maybe we kept bashing our head against the wall, like a slightly different, it was probably almost felt like insanity, like a slightly different aspect of the same kind of issue, or like a different facet of it, or like, same crap, different toilet, or, same dress, different color. We kept kind of addressing the problem from one little variable different, one little variable shift, one little. So we finally, after a while, even if it felt like the same problem, we finally understood the ins and the outs of it, or we finally had enough volume definition experience, even if it didn't feel like any progress at all. We finally had enough of something, or we're finally going to have enough of something. Because it's like this truth emerges, and that's the blessing. But it was always working out that way in the background because of how we were going about the situation. I feel like it's because how we were deciding to deal with this energy, how things were becoming manifest. They were first latent moon card. They were becoming manifest. We also had the Seven of Swords before. So this is, hidden enemies, ulterior motives. Both of these is a confirmation. However, it's not what this reading is saying. This is saying that there was a lot trying to come to the surface. There was a lot that to somebody who was discerning could have been obvious. And for some of us, this is how it's going to be with this new moon. We're going to know where to attach ourselves. We're going to know how to secure healthy attachments. We're going to know basically who to mess with and who not to mess with. Because a lot of things that we would have felt before are now going to have a physical correspondence, or the things that we were feeling before, intuiting before, we're going to know what that means, what that is. And even if it's not that way today, next week, it's going to, that after the next 6 months, there's going to be no way we can go forward, navigate, negotiate, be present, participate in the future without this innate ability. It's like it's almost being unobstructed. It's our way's been alive in us, and something's been blocking it out. Because there's things about us, things alive in us that are just sacred on top of sacred, wrapped in sacred, compounded by sacred. They're very, very special. It's our divinity. It's our open heart. It's our good heart. Yeah, okay, we're a little jaded right now. We're a little apathetic right now. We've lost our innocence. Really, we've grown colder because enemies got closer. They've always been close. We've even been born around them. However, they were finally able to touch us in a way which required us to walk away and convalesce. Four of Swords. It wounded us in some kind of way, but it's not an active wound. Three of Swords. It's a Four of Swords. It's a trauma. A trauma is a wound, but not all wounds require us to rise to another level to heal. Sometimes you get a paper cut and a week later it's gone, and your finger you don't even remember. And sometimes you get a cut and you're healing for months and months. You hear what I'm saying? And some cuts heal and some cuts fester. You know, if you go into surgery, you get cut as well, but months and months later after recovery, things are working more optimally than before you needed the surgery. You hear what I'm saying? So there was some wound, Four of Swords, that required us to, it was a trauma. We had to rise to the level in order to heal from that. We needed to get new knowledge, new college. We needed to perceive and process. We needed to address our needs, address our boundaries, address our standards, and walk on, walk forward. That would have initially been some type of grieving, disbelief, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. We would have had to go through a cycle of loss, grieving, and then realize the mourning, putting our life back together after that thing that stole our innocence, that thing that almost took our purity, almost stole our softness. And yeah, okay, we lost our innocence, but we're still soft in some kind of way because we decided to lean into the pain and process that pain. Does that make sense? We weren't walking around miserly and embittered like the Three of Swords, which will turn into the Five of Wands. You'll be bottom of the barrel basic, you know, crab in a bucket, basically. So we rose to our innate beauty. We found out about our high vibrational nature, the part of us that's eternally worthy of God's love. But again, Empress Nine of Pentacles, we needed to step into our individual nature, our sovereignty, our goddesshood. We needed to step into our divinity. There was really just no choice here. Okay, so remember I was saying Three of Swords before? Here it is. So yeah, now we were walking around wounded, and now we saw the sign, something called it out, something gave voice, something named the wound that we had. Something gave name to our wound. Three of Swords, Judgment card. A bubble needed to burst. Okay, so all that I was saying is coming out in the cards. I can just say what I was getting. Okay, so we're actually happy, but this happiness emerged from darkness, and it might not have seemed dark. Some of us can go through war and barely realize that there's a drizzle, you know. It can be raining blood from the sky, and we'll be like, oh, that tickles. You know what I mean? Because this Empress is supported by the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. Those are two really difficult cards. So she gained her absolute authority through heartache and disappointment. A lot of bubbles needed to be burst in order for her to be sitting on her throne, is what this is saying. And it's countered by spiritual power. So, in order for her to have her self worth and value, she had to build herself up from the inside out. And she's sitting pretty. 6 of Wands. She's sitting pretty. She's destined to go on and accomplish every single thing that she can imagine because that's the blessing on her life. Somebody here could be a Scorpio rising. Somebody here could be a Venus in Taurus. Most likely a Venus in Taurus or a Venus in Virgo. Somebody definitely has a Jupiter in Leo or is a Leo midheaven. Somebody here may be at the top of a large organization, or they may be a leader in a religious organization if they're female. Now, we do have Sun in Aquarius or Aquarius midheaven. This probably would be the opposing side, however. Because there's just some kind of judgment. We now have expert knowledge, but it's through lived experience, and it arose suddenly. It was very latent for a while, Four of Cups, but it very suddenly came to the surface. We know about it now. And honestly, we've made it so we don't feel some kind of way about it because it built us, it made us. And I'm detecting that even though we don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, something, person, place, or thing made us go through the situation thinking that it would break us, but it healed us in some kind of way. It did something very special. It initiated us, but like a divine initiation. So what I want to do is just check something really quick because I got two shots that somebody just doesn't like how easy it appears that our life is going, but they don't understand the test behind the glory, what we had to go through. Yeah, so we're sitting pretty cause we did, I'm going pretty fast here. So we're sitting pretty 6 of Wands. So things are working out in our favor. The universe is reaching up to help us, Three of Pentacles. And somebody is feeling some kind of way about this. I don't understand. It doesn't matter. The thing is with the moon is it does highlight our enemies. There is a collective. We've had a lot of threes. There's a collective out there. A couple people are getting together talking crap about us. I don't need to read into it, but I'm picking this up. Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Yeah. They just see us being very blessed and very chosen. They see us having access and they see us holding it down and they want to be in our position. And it is a little bit of love and hate here. Okay, there's a little bit of jealousy, envy. Five of Swords, okay? So um, let's see what I'm getting. Yeah, we just need to be cordial is the word that I'm hearing. Yeah, Five of Cups. Some people are disappointed. They might be depressive. There definitely are that crab at the bottom of the bucket. The barrel is the Five of Wands. The bucket is the Five of Cups. So this is, they're trying to drag us down. They don't want us happy about our new beginning. They want us to feel bad, shame that we're leaving them behind, or they want us to feel bad for leaving them behind. They want us restricted, restrained, second guessing ourselves. They want us to believe that they have some kind of power that we need to give them. So they're trying to psych us out, is what that means. Okay, and again, this energy keeps getting quarantined. So the portal's being collapsed, the door is being locked, the window's being closed, the road is being blocked, the dimension's being quarantined. Like they're not getting access to wherever we're going, whatever we're about to receive. I'm just there's something here. Yeah, okay. So we're returning back to favor, Six of Cups. We're having some type of healing as well. A reunion with the divine grace, a reunion, a return to sender. So there's some kind of reclaiming as well here. Did you see how like I was stumbling over my words before? Because this channel is very like there's a very specific thing coming through. But what I'm seeing in the collective with this moon is that everybody's having some kind of small micro restoration. And really what it is just their grace is returning to them. Something about our standing in society got stomped on, you know, shat on. And some kind of karmic boomerang is coming back, but it's dharma for us and karma for this other entity that was against us. Okay, and it doesn't always need to be intentional. Sometimes people see greatness and they perceive it as the devil because they became fearful. You know, um, some people. Um, it's time for their flowers. It's time for their 15 minute on stage or in the limelight, and they get stage fright. It's not always something evil, sinister, wicked. It can't just be something miserly, bitter. It can't just be something false and illusionary, like somebody kind of was ignorant and not unskillful. Um, I'm getting that, but there's a collective of jealousy that is taking on a form. It's having a spiritual counterbalance, and it's playing out on the plane, on the spiritual plane. So something cycling back to us. There's a correction coming our way, and it's coming with some vibrational healing. So it is very important that we take some calls in our own lives, meaning execute some boundaries and within our own self. And see, boundaries govern rules for ourselves. Our boundaries govern our behavior. Rules govern other people's behavior. Okay, so boundaries are rules for ourselves. Rules are boundaries for other people. Okay, so if you're going to share a boundary with another person, it's not a boundary, it's a rule. That's just really what it is. So a boundary is what you do for you. You don't need to tell people about a boundary when you're going to meet it or when you're changing how you move. Let people move how they move. If you need to move out of their way, go ahead and do it. And a boundary lets you know if you should move out of their way. It doesn't mean about who they are, what they're about. A rule lets you know how other people are moving might not work in the collective. Meaning, if a person runs through red lights or drives through stop signs, okay, whatever. That's how they move. I'm not going to mess around with them, or I'm not going to get behind the wheel with them. Okay, but if they do that through school zones, okay, that person, the collective might need to know that they're dangerous. That's an example. It's just what's coming through because the universe has finally said, okay, the energy is now in the spot where you need to take acknowledgement of the environment surrounding location that you're in, which means you need to begin to recognize, perceive, and discern frequency, energy, vibration, so that you have more narrative language around the particulars of your circumstance, happenstance. You can recognize this value, this thing that is jealousy making, envy creating, so that you have a little bit more discernment and narrative around the situation, the happenstance that you're in, because you're walking around like a babbling fool. You're kind of babbling around like an idiot, waffling around like a stupida, you know, and everybody else kind of knows what's up and you don't, you acting brand new. That's what I'm getting. And it came even in this deck. So strength, courage, and wisdom is what that's going to do and how it's going to come through. So we need to get our feelings hurt so that we got kicked our behind into gear. That I don't like when the universe has to do that. The universe has to kind of burst our bubble. That's a little bit cruel feeling. Okay, so that's what this moon is going to give us. We got the message. That's what's coming for this moon. Everybody's going to have an awakening to their self-worth and value, and how to self-nurture, how to self-care, where they go to and retreat to inside for healing, for nurturing, to process, to retreat, to really just take a moment of respite, okay, and stillness, really for healing. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to privilege to do so. Let's go ahead and pull an animal oracle. So the fox. The fox can move in the group, but they have their own individualized nature, and they realize that everybody kind of has their own individualized self, but they will kind of bond with one person as they're in a larger collective. So they're not about the pack like wolves. They're about them and their pair, them and their person. So like-minded individuals with the black egg, because it'll be time to share. And also the right people, the best of people will believe the best in you. So the right people will find you, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So understand that some things are valuable. You can't share them right away, but when you do share, it should attract, it shouldn't repel. If you share who you are, if you share a standard, if you share a boundary, and it drives the other person crazy, it means they're not for you. The right people, you can't say the wrong thing to. That's what we got here. So take care of yourself. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandavat, and ashe. And of course, if anything I said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Okay. Take good care, everyone. Bye-bye.